I'll read the sutra. Viparyayo mitya jnananam atatrupa pratishtam. Viparyayo mitya jnananam atatrupa pratishtam. Let me give this sutra for the sake of recording. If you don't understand the English, it's okay. I'll give the translation. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. Let me repeat the translation. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. The Upanishads, Zen koans, Sufi mystics' poems, everything expressed by the enlightened masters are again and again repeating what is reality. Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam, whatever is God. Again and again, even the Zen masters, they say, before enlightenment, mountain is a mountain, tree is a tree, river is a river. After enlightenment, mountain is a mountain, tree is a tree, river is a river. Then what the hell are we doing? Sorry, no, what the heaven are we doing? Working for enlightenment. Again and again, masters say what is. Buddha beautifully says, tatata. The word needs to be understood, the isness. Then what is the problem? Where problem starts? Problem starts with our wrong understanding, as Patanjali puts it here. Viparyaya. Please understand, it's an important word. I can say the key. Just today morning, the press meet, one of our journalists asked me, Swamiji, how do you ask us to meditate? What are we supposed to do? You speak about meditation. Should we close our eyes and sit and meditate? What we should do? I replied him, in the initial level only you need a technique. You may need to close your eyes and sit for half an hour or 45 minutes, do something. But actually, the real essence of spiritual life is not even meditation. This one sutra, complete understanding, completely understanding, stopping the misunderstanding is real meditation. Meditation is not just an activity you do for some 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour per day, then you leave it. No. It's a quality of life. In the initial level, maybe it is necessary for you to create a concentration and center yourself. So half an hour sitting with closed eyes, okay. But that is not the end. Techniques are like boat. But this teaching, what Patanjali is giving in this sutra, is like a river. Boats are okay in the initial level, but boat is not life. That is not life. Life is river. Here, Patanjali is giving a very beautiful technique, amazing technique. I can say the essence of spiritual life. When I read each sutra, I feel like this is enough, nothing more is required. You don't need anything else. Any single sutra, if you take up one sutra and contemplate that, that's enough. Nothing else is required. Nothing else needs to be done. One sutra, if you can internalize, that seed is enough. It will bear its fruit. The fruit will be your enlightenment. Sometimes I feel you should not read more than one sutra per day. Because if you read too many sutras, your mind will skip from here to there, here to there, here to there, here to there, and you will not internalize. You will not meditate on them. But if you read only one sutra, your whole mind will be working on it. Or that sutra will be working on your consciousness. Your whole being will be filled with that one sutra. You will see that sutra starts expressing itself inside you. It starts expressing itself inside you. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. The whole thing, whatever problem you have, can be solved with this one key. Because your whole thing, whatever problem you have, everything is just because of one reason. That interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. Please understand. All your fear, all your greed, all the things which you think as your identity, all your worries, whatever you think as disturbance, misfortune in your life, can be sorted out with this one understanding. If you look with a little sympathy, little compassion and compassion towards this moment will completely open a new door. You will have a new understanding. When you don't have compassion to this moment, you always judge this moment with your past experience. Please understand. I am giving you a new key. Have compassion towards this moment. Have compassion towards sympathy, towards present moment. We never have a compassion towards present moment. We are always violent with the present moment. That is why we kill it with the past. We kill the present moment with the past. We are constantly waiting for present moment to come so that you can kill it with your past. You can destroy it with your past. You can abuse it with your past. Abusing the present with the past is what I call hell. Continuously we torture, we disturb the existence by killing the present moment. Please understand. The eternity comes in front of you, presents itself to you in the present moment. You can touch the eternity only by touching the present moment. You can see very clearly, you can't touch the past, you can't touch the future. You can touch the eternity only by touching the present moment. The present moment is the only way you can connect with the eternity. But when you don't connect with the present moment, if you are constantly torturing it with your past, you are creating misconception, wrong understanding. Sometimes we are strongly stuck with the wrong understanding, with the wrong concepts. That is why Patanjali gives a very beautiful, actually just before the sutra, he has given wonderful concept. I wanted you to know that sutra also. You will understand. It's the 8th sutra. If you know the 7th sutra, actually both of them are in a way interconnected. He says, he describes about knowledge, pratyaksha, anumana, agama. These three are right knowledge. In the 8th sutra, he speaks about wrong knowledge. In the 7th sutra, he speaks about right knowledge. Both are interconnected. That's why I wanted you to understand the 7th sutra also. If you understand the 7th aphorism, 7th sutra, you will understand the 8th sutra in much better way. In the 8th sutra, he says what should not be done. The 7th sutra, he says what should be done. What should be done. Please understand. He says, pratyaksha anumana agama pramanani means perception through senses, conclusion arrived at through that cognition and the words of an enlightened master are the three ways to gain correct knowledge. That are the three things which gives you the right knowledge. The 8th sutra he says about the wrong knowledge. Wrong knowledge means interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. For example, if you are hurt in the past by somebody who is wearing a white dress, whenever you see a man with white dress, you will always have that fear, that sankata, means discomfort. You will always carry that. That man and this man is no way related. They are no way connected. No way, even know each other. But you carry that. You pass a judgment. You carry your past. With that past, you try to constantly judge the present. With the past conditioning, when you try to judge, that leads to misconception. Please understand? That leads to misconception. The judgments we are passing about a particular race, the judgments we are passing about a particular religion, the judgment we are passing about particular state, the prejudice, bias we carry, all are related to this wrong knowledge. We have our own prejudice about particular race. Many times people come and tell me, especially when they come to India and see, Swamiji, we thought whole India will be always meditating. We don't see here like that. They think that whole Indians will be always constantly sitting with the closed eyes, silently, politely and meditating. The other day I read an article. Yoga became very popular in Mumbai because Madonna practiced it. Really, the power yoga has become very popular because Madonna practiced it. Please understand, do not carry concepts. Do not carry assumptions. We pass judgments. For example, if you meet one person, based on your experience with him, you judge that whole country, you judge that whole race, you judge that whole religion. Poor religion, what it will do? Poor man, what he can do? No. You cannot pass judgment like that. You cannot just create ideas. Please understand. Creating this kind of ideas and adding, sometimes we think, yes, this guy is misbehaved with me. I know it's not that all the people from his religion or from his country will misbehave with me, but even then I can have a casual opinion. What is the wrong? Nothing wrong. So when you casually chat with your friends you pass a comment. You know, that guys, they are very egoistic. Their whole country is arrogant. You make a comment. You think, what is the harm in this simple comment? Nothing wrong. After all, I am not going to believe this. You yourself think inside. No. It is not true. I am passing a judgment against one race or against this country. How can I pass a comment? It's not true. One side of your mind will say. The other side you will say, no, it's not wrong. After all, it's okay. Don't think. If you repeat some words again and again, you will start believing it. So be aware of the words you are repeating. Please understand. The other day I was reading autobiography of a yogi, Paramashivoham autobiography. He says very beautifully, the power of words. The first few chapters, he describes few incidents where he uses particular words with a strong concentration. Just that words come true. He says he was having a conversation with his sister. Suddenly, for some reason, he said, the sister was trying to apply some medicine on her body. Yogananda commented, that medicine will not work. You will have the boil twice tomorrow. She was trying to apply some medicine for bile. He says, you will have medicine, you will have the bile, 2 size, double size tomorrow. And he says, I will also have bile in my hand. The sister says, what are you talking? Why will you have? You don't have any problem. Why do you say these words? And he just makes this statement. And tomorrow it is there. He had the boy and the sister had double size. He says, I was shocked. Just the mere word, the power of mere word. Please understand, never utter words like, they are wrong, this race is wrong, that country is wrong, this religion is wrong. The more and more you utter, you will start believing the same words. You will start strongly feeling that same words. One more important thing. The world is too small. Don't think, oh, if I make a comment about that country, it's okay. Even if I think that country is bad, it's okay. I'm not going to go to that country. Don't think. You may not physically go to that country, but any news you hear about that country will start kindling different emotions in you. I have seen many people suffering with unnecessary lust, unnecessary anger. I always tell people, keep the lust which you need for your day-to-day life. Keep the anger which you need for your day-to-day life. That is okay. But we suffer with unnecessary lust, unnecessary anger. Unnecessary anger means the anger which is no way going to help you, or the anger which you can no way exhibit. For example, you read some news about some country's president. In some country you say, these guys are killing their citizens. You carry a strong anger. This fellow is doing all these things. You carry a strong anger. Will you be able to do anything against him? No, you can't. You can't directly interfere in his life. You have neither right nor power, nothing. You can't do anything in his life. What you will be doing? You will be just sitting with that anger. Whenever you hear that guy is suffering through some news, you think, this fellow needs. You feel your anger is fulfilled. Your violence is getting fulfilled. You go on cursing. Please understand, this is what I call excess anger. Carrying the anger which is no way directly related to your life. You have so many opinions, so many ideas, so many concepts you carry, and you suffer joy or pain based on the concepts. I have seen people sitting in front of TV and crying for no reason. No way they are affected. The news which is told, no way they are affected. Either they cry or jump. Means excess anger, excess greed, unnecessary anger, unnecessary greed. All these things are based on this wrong knowledge. What Patanjali says, the wrong knowledge. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception. I have seen this enough in the life. Enough. I have seen, because I am traveling all over the world. I am seeing different race, different community, different culture, different religion, different nationality, different background, different kind of people. I can say if this one sutra of Patanjali, if this one teaching of Patanjali is propagated to all over the world, there won't be any wars. There won't be any wars. The world will become peaceful, blissful place. So much of peace will land on this world. The big problem is we quickly pass judgments about a particular race based on one person, about a particular group based on one experience. One experience is enough. You think, yes. My friend also told me, those guys are very arrogant. See, I realize he is arrogant. They are arrogant. You are just waiting. You are just waiting. Each country has jokes and comments about particular race or particular religion. Each country, they have jokes. In India, especially about Sardarjis. No, they have so much of jokes. And to tell you honestly, in my experience, they are the most devoted, spiritual and intelligent people. So deeply devoted, so deeply committed, giving nature, I wandered length and breadth of India, I tell you. I wandered length and breadth of India. I have seen so much that giving nature. The big problem is you pass comments easily. You pass comments easily. Not only that, after 2-3 times if you pass the comment, you start believing it. You start internalizing it. We need to understand an important truth. We are not that intelligent not to believe the lies which we are promoting. In the initial, you may start promoting some lies knowing that it is lies. After a few days, you yourself will forget it's a lie. So be very clear, do not start a lie. Do not start a rumor. You will be suffering with it. You will be suffering with it. A small story I read somewhere in a book. One journalist who writes all tabloids goes on, actually lies can be sold, rumors can be sold much easily. Negative news can be sold very easily. It sells like hotcake. Negative news sells like hotcake. Just write some 10 positive things. One enlightened master came, he did so many good things and he is doing so much service. Who will read? No. But write some news about the drug or some news about the murder, some news about some criminal activities, paper will sell. Negative things can always be sold. So this guy who lived his whole life by creating and maintaining rumors, creating and sustaining rumors. This guy dies and goes to the court for judgment, the upper court. There Saint Peter is standing. He says, oh, tabloid journalist, no. We don't let you inside heaven, go to hell. That guy says, no, give me just one day. I'll go around and come back. I'll just see the heaven only once. This guy says, no, you have no work here. You have no business here. Here no news comes. All saints are happily sitting in the cloud and singing hallelujah. There is no news. Everybody is completely settled. Here nothing happens. Go to hell, you will have a lot of news. All famous people are there. You will have enough news. This guy says, no, I wanted to just see one day. Saint Peter says, it is impossible. We can't allow you inside. Then this guy tempts Saint Peter. This guy is an intelligent guy. He says, give me 24-hour time. If I can convince any one of your journalists to go to hell, will you let me stay here? Saint Peter says, this is too much. How can you do that? He says, that and all you don't ask. If I can convince any one of your journalists to go to hell, will you let me stay here? He says, all right, I can try. Okay, deal. Come inside. This guy goes. They had only 10 journalists because nothing much happens. God comes and sits in the court in the morning and judgments are given. Evening he goes back. Nothing much is happening. All the saints are there enjoying. What is there? The same routine. And this guy, they have only 10 journalists. This guy goes to the heaven, goes round. By the end of the day, evening, he comes back to the pearly gates. Saint Peter says, no, now you cannot go back. You have to be here. This guy says, what happened? No, I have to go to the hell. Saint Peter asks, why? Why do you want to go? What this guy did, this guy created a rumor that in the hell they are starting a new magazine. They want editor. He spread a news and all the fellows fled. Because how many days, especially journalists, you can't be sitting without news. It's really boring. Even in the heaven, they want some news. And without news, even heaven looks like a hell for them. So they thought, better let us go to hell. They all ran away to hell. And this guy is also running. This guy who created the rumor, this guy is also running. Saint Peter stopped and said, what happened? You only created the rumor. All of them are already in the hell. Now you are the only journalist we have. We can't afford to lose you also. You have to be here. This guy says, no, I only started the news that is true. If so many people are believing, there must be some truth in it. If so many people are believing, there must be some truth in it. Understand? Don't start rumors. Don't start rumors, even in a jovial way. You will be caught by your own rumors. You will be caught by your own words. The words which you create, I have seen many times. People casually create simple words. In the relationships, they very casually create simple words. He is bad. He is torturing me. Very simple words for no reason. For very simple incidents. But those words gets imbibed, engraved, and you start thinking that's the truth. Please understand, words can just stop your thinking. Words can just stop your perception. Words can just stop your conscious flow. For example, if you are in a particular situation, if you are open, fresh, alive, without the past conditioning words, you can handle that situation directly. You can live that situation directly. You can experiment with that situation directly. You can experience it directly. You don't do. You have some idea. You have some idea. You think, no, I know. I know. This is what is going to happen. I know. You see, I was telling you the other day, this guy is like this only. Your mind comes to a confirmation and immediately you jump and start taking actions. Look into yourself. All your suffering, I can say capital letter A-L-L. All your suffering is just with this one problem, carrying, interpreting based on the past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. Wrong understanding means wrong decisions. Suffering, you can see in your life. You don't wait till the situation comes in front of you. You take your own decisions, your own ideas. Mind becomes chaos. Mind becomes chaos. Completely confused. With the past engrams, you go on and on and on interpreting. Create problems. Actually, many times you can see. By the time you create a whole problem in your imagination and be ready with all the weapons to attack the other person, he comes, when he starts talking to you, suddenly you realize, oh God, there is no problem at all. He did not even think about it as a problem. Here you are waiting with a high BP, with all the weapons. If he utters that word, I will utter this word. If he talks that word, I will talk this word. If he says that word, I will say this word. If he brings up that argument, I will bring this argument. You are ready with all the arguments, weapons. That guy makes the whole thing simple. Suddenly you feel empty. But now you feel, what is this? How can this be? I prepared so much. All this preparation has become waste. You start the fight. Because you don't want to feel that you wasted so much time preparing for the fight. You can see this many times in your life. With your spouse you can see. You can see by the time she or he comes back from the office, you are ready with all your arguments. Sometimes you even start taking notes on the refrigerator. There will be white paper and these guys take all the notes not to miss the points. You are ready with all the arguments. When the other person comes back, he doesn't even remember the whole fight. Doesn't even remember the subject. But what to do now? It is too much for you. You cannot leave what you prepared. Now whatever you prepared, you have to express it. You start. That's the way life goes on. Understand? our judgment based on generalization. We need to understand an important truth. We think in a generalized way, but we live in a localized way. Our day-to-day life is dealing with one person, one situation, but your mind always generalizes. Always generalizes. I've seen many times. People have their own weird ideas, weird opinions, weird concepts. It's just impossible. Small story. One guy goes to a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist sees his behavior and all those things. He says, I'll surely try to help you. I think you have a problem that you are thinking you are a dog. That guy says, yes, small dog with the black and brown patches. Don't you see me? Doctor says, don't worry. I'll try to help you. Can you first lie down first in that couch? I'll see and try to find out the root cause of the problem. That guy says, no, I cannot do that. Doctor asks, why? No, I am not allowed up in the furnitures. Understand? If you are convinced about something, you are too strong. Instead of going to the roots of the problem, you go on, hold on to the surface. You hold on to the surface. You know, if you go to the root, the problem may disappear. If the problem is your companion, you may feel lonely. If you don't have anything to worry, suddenly just think. Suddenly, if all the worry from you is taken away, what will happen to your life? You will feel empty, alone, lonely. I think that will become a big worry. That will become a big worry. So you don't want to look into the roots of the problem. Here Patanjali is analyzing very beautifully. With this one sutra, he describes all our problems. Just sit and contemplate on this one sutra. This one sutra can lead you to enlightenment. Nothing else is required. Nothing else is required. This one sutra can lead you to enlightenment. One incident, really it happened. It happened. One of my brahmachari is trained in all our traditional puja and all the other spiritual practices. One program, they invited him for to conduct a spiritual program in India. This guy went and attended the program. He was pronouncing those Sanskrit mantras so beautifully. The local temple priest, they thought he is a Brahmin. Local temple priest, they thought he is a Brahmin. He is a upper caste, the priest class boy. So when they saw him, he beautifully sits and his body language is very graceful. When he does the puja and rituals and chants the mantras, they thought he is a Brahmin. They gave him all the respects and touched his feet and did the namaskar and everything. All the program was over. They took him to the nearby temple, gave him all the honor. He finished everything and came back. Somebody who went to the temple next day told that priest that he is not a Brahmin. That's all. Till yesterday evening, this guy was honoring that brahmachari, feels blessed that he is able to receive him and touch the feet, all the things. Now this fellow suddenly is in depression. He is in depression. He is continuously taking bath for 3 days. 3 days he is taking bath. And 3 days he did not enter the temple. And 3 days he has to do all the rites to clean himself. I was shocked. If that inauspiciousness is supposed to come by touching that non-Brahmin, it should have come when you touched, not when you heard. Not when you hear the news. It should have come when you touched. When you touched, you don't have a problem. You felt blessed, auspicious, graceful, blissful. But when you hear the news, It means what? The concepts, the past conditioning. The past conditioning. That poor guy, he suffered so much, just that conditioning. I shouldn't have touched the feet of a non-Brahmin. Just that one conditioning. Many times we suffer with conditioning, not with situation. Please understand, 99.9% of our sufferings are not related to situation. It is related to conditioning. The 0.01% suffering is not a suffering at all. All our sufferings are related to conditioning, not related to situation. You have an idea. Your mind is programmed. Your biocomputer is programmed from the young age. What is desire? What is joy? What is pain? What is fear? You are programmed. You live based on that programs. You take decisions based on the programs. You walk based on the programs. You talk based on that programming. You do everything based on that program. This is what Patanjali calls wrong knowledge. He says Viparyaya. Viparyaya is the word. You can't translate in English. Wrong knowledge is also not a right word. Viparyaya means everything is wrong. I can say wrong cognition. The very intake is wrong. The way in which you process the data is wrong. The way in which you deliver your result is wrong. The word wrong knowledge does not give the right meaning of Viparyaya. Viparyaya means every step is wrong. How you receive the data, how you internalize the data, and how you process it, how you take a decision. Whole thing is wrong. Please understand. Again and again, Upanishads are declaring. Again and again, all enlightened masters are declaring. Whatever is divine, God. If you see anything other than the divine, any other experience other than bliss in the life, you are having this problem. You have this problem. You need this sutra. Contemplate on this sutra. You don't have to, I am not saying you need to by heart or you need to repeat. I am saying internalize this idea. Internalize this idea. Sometimes people start repeating this sutra. Viparyaya, Viparyaya, Nityaha, Mityaha, Viparyaya. Finally they do the wrong thing. I am not saying you need to repeat. I am saying internalize. Constantly contemplate on this mantra, on this sutra, on this idea. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. Do this as an exercise, homework. Just sit for 1 hour in the house today. Write at least 10 incidents. You can surely write 10 incidents. I can say 10, I am not even saying from your whole life. From morning till today, you can write 10 incidents. 10 incidents where you did the same mistake of interpreting with the past conditioning. Bringing wrong understanding because of past conditioning. Just write 10 incidents. See how your mind is behaving, how your life is happening. You don't even have to bother or struggle to correct yourself. The big problem is, before even you understand the depth of the problem, you start correcting. That is where the problem starts. The problem never ends. Just understand the depth of the problem, that's enough. Suddenly you will see the transformation. Depth of the problem. Just today, sit, work for half an hour or 1 hour. Write 10 incidents where You came to the wrong conclusion by the past, because of the past conditioning, and understood when you looked into the whole thing with a restful awareness.